Hello and welcome to Sports 360, your weekly dose of all big sporting events across the globe. Today on the show, 2020 European Championship has arrived. The superstars of the game like Manuel Neuer, Harry Kane, Antoine Griezmann, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luka Modric, all will be in spotlight. Also, the Euro 2020 will have a few exciting young talents. Euro 2020 isn't the only major tournament in the town this summer. In Brazil, 10 South American sides contesting for the delayed 47th edition of the Copa America. The International Chess Federation and the Indian technology firm Tech Mahindra have signed an MOU to jointly create a new global chess league. Chess Grandmaster Viswanathan Anand recruited to develop the league. Watch the exclusive interaction with the chess legend Anand. Asian Games gold medalist boxer Dinko Singh died after recovering from COVID-19. Dinko Singh was bestowed with the Arjuna Award in 1998 and was awarded with Padma Shri in 2013. And apart from this, we also have our regular segments, Goal of the Week, Player of the Week and the Sporting Moments of the Week. But first up, the cover story we are tracking this week. The Euro 2020 Championship have many exciting young talents like Phil Foden, Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham, Kai Havertz, Ryan Gravenberch, Pedro Gonzalez and Jadon Sancho. Here are the top 5 young players in 2020 Euro Championship.
The 2020 European Championships have arrived. The superstars of the game like Manuel Neuer, Harry Kane, Anthony Griezmann, Cristiano Ronaldo, Luka Modric will be in the spotlight. There are a number of young players who have impressed many at an early stage of their careers. Here we take a look at the top 5 youngsters to watch out for in Euro 2020 Championships. Mason Mount, the winner of the UEFA Champions League 2020-2021 season with Chelsea and was also nominated for the Premier League Young Player of the Year and Player of the Year awards, but lost both to Phil Foden and Ruben Dias. Mount was central to Chelsea's incredibly successful season, both under previous manager Frank Lampard and the current head coach Thomas Tuchel. He was the one whose through ball enabled Blues forward Kai Havertz to score the winning goal in the Champions League final against Man City. England's hopes from Mount have only increased with the way Mount finished the 2020-2021 season. Kai Havertz, the man responsible for Chelsea winning only their second UEFA Champions League title. Havertz is the most expensive player in the Blues' history. Even before the switch to Premier League, Havertz had established himself in the Germany lineup, playing a number of roles ranging from striker to playmaker. Under Joachim Löw, Havertz mostly starts as a support striker who is fluid in attack. His chemistry with club teammate Timo Werner has lifted many German fans' hopes. In 14 matches for Germany so far, Havertz has 3 goals to his name. Many are even backing him to play the central striker's role for Germany in Euro 2020, considering the poor form Werner has shown of late. Jadon Sancho, one of the most talked about young forwards in the game. Jadon Sancho has been subjected to huge transfer speculations over a year or so. The wide forward is capable to play on either wing and is considered among the best when it comes to one-on-one situation. Sancho, who presently is on the payroll of Borussia Dortmund, could seek himself a move to the Premier League or another top club in European football with a good show in Euro 2020. Despite being just 21 years old, Sancho is a confirmed starter in the highly competitive England team. Pedro Gonzalez. In just one season, Barcelona youngster has risen through the ranks in Spain, making the entire football world aware of his incredible talent. The 18-year-old has been a consistent starter in a massive club like Barcelona, playing the brand of passing football that even Spain likes. Pedri deservedly earned a spot in Luis Enrique's Spain side, having been compared to Barca legend Andres Iniesta for his playing style. Pedri has 3 games for Barcelona under his belt and the tally is expected to increase significantly in Euro 2020. Ryan Gravenberch. The Ajax Academy has produced many fine footballers over the years, and they continue to do so even today. Gravenberch is another name for the club's academy that is making the right noises. Having not featured in the 2016 Euro or the 2018 FIFA World Cup, the Netherlands have a lot to prove in Euro 2020. The 19-year-old midfielder is Ajax's youngest player to bag a senior cap and has since become central to their gameplay in the midfield. He has the most minutes in the senior club campaign under his belt of under-19 players this season. He's likely to be a starter for the Netherlands too, despite being a teenager. Sports Desk, DD India.
The 47th edition of the Copa America will begin on Monday with a strikingly different look. Copa America was postponed by a year because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The 10 teams have been split into two groups with the top 4 teams from each group advancing to the quarterfinal stage of the tournament.
Euro 2020 isn't the only major tournament this summer. In Brazil, 10 South American sides will contest the delayed 47th edition of the Copa America. There will be 28 matches. The competition was originally scheduled to take place in 2020 but was postponed because of the coronavirus outbreak. Largely mirroring the Euros, the Copa America kicks off on 13th of June when Brazil take on Venezuela in the opening game. The final takes place on 10th of July. Although the time difference means that in Europe it will be seen in the early hours of 11th of July, the same day as the Euro 2020 final. Argentina and Colombia were originally set to co-host the tournament before it was moved to Brazil on 31st of May. Why the tournament moved? The South America's historic competition was set to be hosted by more than one country for the first time since 1983, but will now be hosted by Brazil for the second time in a row. Colombia's games were taken off from them in May amid ongoing the civil unrest, with a series of protests held against the country's government after it tried to implement a controversial tax plan. Argentina had offered to host all matches but was stripped of the tournament on 30th of May, just 2 weeks before the opening game. Which teams are involved? The Copa America usually features 12 teams, with 2 guest nations from North America or Asia invited to play alongside the 10 members of South America's Football Confederation. As the 2 previous winners of the Asian Cup, Australia and Qatar, were set to take part this year, but both countries later withdrew because of a clash of fixtures with rearranged 2022 World Cup qualifiers. That leaves Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Paraguay, Peru, Uruguay and Venezuela to feature in the continent's championship. The 10 teams have been split into 2 groups of 5 with top 4 teams from each group advancing to the quarterfinals. Group A: Brazil, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Venezuela. Group B: Argentina, Bolivia, Chile, Paraguay and Uruguay. Matches will be played across the cities of Brasilia, Goiânia, Cuiabá and Rio de Janeiro, with the iconic Maracanã Stadium hosting the final. Who are the favourites? Despite no longer playing on home soil, Argentina are among the favourites, with Lionel Messi looking to deliver silverware. Messi at the age of 33 has won 10 La Liga titles and Champions League 4 times with Barcelona, but is yet to lift a major trophy with his country. The forward has been on the losing side in 3 Copa America finals, most recently missing a penalty in 2016 shootout against Chile. The penalty miss prompted Messi's retirement from international football before he reversed his decision 2 months later. Victory for Argentina would put them level with 15-time winners Uruguay as the competition's most successful nation, though they haven't lifted the trophy since 2011. Uruguay will still be a team to watch, especially given the impressive season that strikers Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani have enjoyed. Current holders Brazil are also among the contenders as they seek to clinch a 10th title, with Neymar hoping to make amends for missing out on their 2019 triumph with a ruptured ankle ligament. Who are the stars named to watch out for? Messi, Neymar, Agüero, Dybala, Rodriguez, Sanchez, Jesus, Ederson, Casemiro and Marquinhos. The Copa America will showcase South America's biggest names, and there are plenty. Inter Milan striker Lautaro Martinez was arguably Argentina's breakout star at the 2019 Copa America. The 23-year-old has had another impressive season for Inter with 18 goals in all competition and has established himself as a regular starter alongside Messi for Argentina. His Inter teammate Arturo Vidal is heading into his fourth Copa America with Chile and is in good form, having scored 4 goals in Chile's first 5 2022 World Cup qualifiers. Colombia's Luis Muriel is another Serie A star to watch for. The 30-year-old Atlanta forward has been outscored only by Cristiano Ronaldo and Romelu Lukaku in Italy this season with 22 goals in the competition. Roberto Firmino will be keen to show what he is capable of on the continent's biggest stage. Despite a disappointing season for Liverpool, scoring just 9 goals in 48 outings, he has struck more consistently for Brazil. Fans will be excited to see Cavani and Suarez leading the charge for Uruguay. The pair of 34-year-olds have had strong seasons for Manchester United and Atletico Madrid with 38 goals between them in all competition. Sports Desk, DD India.
Now it's time for the goal of the week. Antoine Griezmann scored a bicycle kick in their friendly match against Bulgaria in Paris. He acrobatically turned the ball goalwards and earned his 38th international goal with the help of a bicycle kick. And this is Sports 360 Goal of the Week. International Chess Federation and the Indian technology firm Tech Mahindra have signed an MOU to jointly create a new global chess league. Chess Grandmaster Viswanathan Anand recruited to develop the league. Our correspondent Suchitra had an exclusive interaction with the former world chess champion Viswanathan Anand and Jagdish Mitra, Chief Strategy Officer and Head of Growth at Tech Mahindra.
So finally, the Global Chess League approved by FIDE is here, the first ever Global Chess League. And this initiative, the forces are joined by Tech Mahindra and FIDE. And to talk more about the league, we are joined by 2 special guests, 5 times world chess champion and the mentor of the league, Viswanathan Anand, and Mr. Jagdish Mitra, Chief Strategy Officer and Head of Growth, Tech Mahindra. So we'll start with Viswanathan Anand. Anand, online chess has found a new popularity during the pandemic. Do you think this has been a blessing in disguise for the sport of chess, this pandemic?
I think the pandemic restricted chess online, but it is just a blessing. It's not in disguise. And these are chess fans. So we are hopeful and confident that when we organize our Global Chess League, which actually involves physical locations as well, it's a phygital league, that fans will come there as well. I mean, in the end, you're a chess fan. You're not a fan of the way you play it, but you're a fan of chess, hopefully. And I'm glad that over the last year, a lot of people have discovered chess, and we're trying to build on that momentum.
Mr. Mitra, if we talk about the idea of this Global Chess League, how this idea was germinated, because a global league in the sport of chess was long due, like we see in other sports.
Well, Sujitra, I think, like a lot of the ideas start from a very small seed. And I think the whole idea started when India and Russia were declared joint winners last, in the championship. And that gave an idea to our chairman, Mr. Anand Mahindra, to start thinking about what could be done around the sport. The sport has great roots in India, and this is an opportunity. And it all started from, as they sometimes say, 160 characters a tweet, and that sort of generated a lot of response, conversation, and there was interest from all fields, including our mentor, Viswanathan Anand, and that actually gave us interest that there is someone such a big stalwart like him, feels there is a space. We felt it from a brand and a business perspective that chess aligns so much to what we do in business strategy today, any business strategy. You want to think about it. And the third thing I have to accept is the acceptance from of chess and game which came to forefront during the whole last 12 to 14 months with the movie The Queen's Gambit and so on and so forth becoming so popular. So we suddenly realized that there is a huge nascent, pent up demand for chess. And it's probably chance to make that really big and scale at global level. And that's where we thought we could play a small role in scaling this up.
Anand, having the approval of FIDE is important, but how do you see having Tech Mahindra on board for the league? Because technology is playing an important role in the evolution of chess nowadays.
Yes, very much. I mean, as you pointed out, technology is driving a lot of the development in chess. First of all, it makes chess much more accessible to fans. We are able to provide commentary, graphics, use AI to analyze games, allow the viewer to, in effect, see what is and experience what is happening during a chess game. So clearly, technology is where Tech Mahindra comes in. And they also have some insights from Kabaddi. There are things that sports can learn from each other, and I'm sure that perspective will be valuable. But I see that technology will be critical in this. We want people to experience fantasy, the fantasy element in chess, participate in the league, really root for the teams and create that ambience. And this is new in chess. There has not been a global chess league. There have been national chess leagues and there have been national competitions. So this is a new endeavor, and we think the moment is right for fans to experience chess and come ever closer to it. I mean, a lot of the elements have come in. Things like the amount of bandwidth available to you, the computer, the number of devices you're able to experience it on, and all that has made the background perfect. And now we need to capitalize on that.
Mr. Mitra, when it comes to the success of a league, there are many factors we look out for. So Tech Mahindra is there for the technology part, FIDE approval is there, but there has to be a face of the league. So how important do you see is having Anand as the mentor, because he's a legend and his face adds a lot of credibility to the league?
Oh, absolutely, Suchitra. They think there is no two parts to or no two points about the fact that when you have any product, any service, any game, any sport, it needs to get associated with what it represents. And I think we couldn't have asked for a better mentor, ambassador, and a face for the league than our very own, Viswanathan Anand, because it sort of covers multiple facets. Um, the world champion, not once but 5 times. So I think we've paid that into rest by saying that we've got someone like his stature who's absolutely global and recognized. So that's one thing that you need from the face. Second, we always wanted this to be a global play, but there has to be an Indian connect. And that Indian connect and global play both get connected here with Anand being on the job with us. And his presence, his knowledge is having seen it over a period of years, being such a junior champion to a global champion in those years. He's seen it, and therefore you'll see that play out in our format. You talked about technology. We will be very much innovating on technology. We'll be innovating on format, but all of it based around a lot of, ultimately, as he said, the game has to stand ahead of everything else, right? So that game is being primarily pioneered by thoughts from Anand.
Anand, we see a lot of youngsters playing chess, but when it comes to taking up a sport professionally, there has to be money. There have to be some lucrative offers. So do you think this league playing that role where players can see chess as an attractive career choice?
Yes, I mean, if the league succeeds and we have a huge fan base that follow the sport dedicatedly, then the money will follow. But the first step is always to create an attractive product that attracts an audience. But I think this league could be wonderful and could expand the number of opportunities for chess players, definitely. There's a lot of players who will play in the league, but commentary, streaming, coaching, there are so many other things that they will benefit as well. But the aim is also to make chess part of the daily lives of a lot of fans. So I'm really excited about that. And if this league succeeds, then that will happen.
And fans are a very important part of any league. So how do you plan to involve fans in a phygital league? Because most of the part is going to be digital. So any plans for more involvement of fans in the league?
Well, so I mean, as I said earlier, this is a phygital league where the teams will be based in various locations around the world, and then they will play with each other. So there's we call it phygital, and there will be opportunities for fans to come and experience the event. This year, due to the pandemic, there will be some modifications, but that is the concept that we touched upon when we started in February, that there has to be a place that you can come and root for your team, and that's a very important aspect to us. The main thing is we will try to get all the world's best players in the event, and we think these are very, very good teams. It's a new concept, a franchise, owners having teams like this competing. It's common in other sports, but it's a new thing for us, and I'm very excited about that.
Anand, what do you miss when you play a chess game digitally? The physical game is a different thing altogether. So given a choice, what will you prefer, a digital game or a physical game on the board?
I have played tournaments online, but 99% of the games I have played have been in physical locations. In fact, for me, travel and chess and seeing my opponent in front of me has been the norm all my life. You cannot even compare. It's only this 1 year that we are getting used to very unusual circumstances. But that mix will constantly change, just like the mix between the long format of the game, the classical format, and the rapid and blitz segments. The ratio has been changing. It was once 95-5, now it's maybe closer to 30-70. Just like that, I think online, phygital, physical, these things will be interchangeable. And the main thing will be to use technology to make it seamless for the user. I mean, the user shouldn't really be thinking about where are they playing or anything. It should feel like, yes, this is a chess event, and what's happening at the board, and how do we control that? That will be, I think, how the sport evolves in the future. In the last 10 years, we have seen so much experimentation in chess in terms of formats and time controls and even rules. There's been so much change that change is the norm, and we have to go with that. One good thing about the league is I think we are planning to have fixed female boards and junior boards. And so the best women and the best juniors in the world will get a chance to come and compete against the top players and hopefully upset them. So that's really the interesting thing here. It'll be a funnel for lots of talent in chess.
That's so great. And Anand, you are the official mentor and partner. What role we see you playing in the league? Are you going to be part of any team, or your role is going to be limited to be a mentor?
I will help design the league. I'll advise them on what it is in a chess game we're trying to show, and then they can suggest, how to use technology to show that. and I'm really in that part of the league. I don't think I will be playing at least this year. So this year is very important for me to conceptualize the league, work, and I'm very happy that FIDE will join us because they bring a lot of credibility, and this becomes then the official Global Chess League, sanctioned and recognized by FIDE, and so they are partnering in that. And if we do it like that, I think the league will start off with a bang.
Okay. And Mr. Mitra, last question. Any tentative dates for the league? Any particular time that you have in mind? What factors are you looking for when deciding the dates of the league?
So we are working with FIDE to get the dates aligned. Obviously, there is a calendar which is obviously going to get compressed for the rest of the year. But we also have to take into account that with the pandemic situation, how much of this can be done digitally, how much of it can be done physically. Some of the clients, some of the countries, we may be able to do it, some of the countries. So we sort of work this year. The whole plan has been a little bit, we'll have to be going with the flow, if you may, right? So we do plan to launch it. We'll probably be able to announce those dates very, very soon. But the idea is to make sure that we definitely take advantage of the digital and the physical. Don't lose out on either of them. But idea is to also make sure that we give it a window which is exclusive to it. So you'll hear about the dates, but we're working with FIDE to come up with firm dates very, very soon.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, and we wish a lot of success to the league, and may it be a very successful league and does a lot of good to the sport of chess. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for your time.
So definitely Anand will help this Global Chess League to develop it as a world league, and so that it can help the chess player and the game of chess to be there on the world map. That's all in this edition of Sports 360. Before we wrap up, we leave you with these stunning images of the Euro 2020 venues. Namaskar.